How to keep your pet occupied when you are not at home. In an ideal world, we would be able to spend as much time with our pets as we wanted. However, the obligations of life, example, school, work, extracurricular activities, can keep pet owners away from home for hours at a time. Although you may feel a little guilty or worried about leaving your pet home alone, there are ways to enrich his environment and help him stay busy until you get home. Method 1. Keeping your pet occupied with toys. 1. Give your pet puzzle toys. Toys are one of the best ways to keep your pet occupied when you are not home. Not only do they help him pass the time, but they also keep him physically and mentally stimulated, which is good for his overall health. Puzzle toys, which are available at your local pet store, are toys inside which you hide food. Since animals like to work for their food, puzzle toys are a great way to keep your pet busy. One of the most popular puzzles toys is the Kong toy, which is extremely durable and ideal for dogs. Other popular puzzle toys are the Buster Cube and Tricky Treat balls. Stuff the puzzle toy with such tasty foods, peanut butter or cottage cheese for dogs, and tasty treats for your cat. You could also stuff the toy with one of your pet's regular meals. Stuff the puzzle toy with food and put it in the freezer overnight to make the food last even longer. You may want to let the toy thaw a little bit before giving it to your pet so it isn't too cold inside his mouth. Your dog or cat may need some time to get used to puzzle toy if he's never used one before. Choose a toy that has big holes and make the food easy for him to get out. As he gets better, challenge him by placing larger chunks food in a toy with smaller holes. 2. Provide your pet with chew toys. Dogs, especially puppies, are notorious for chewing on things they shouldn't. Without a proper chew outlet or other activities to keep him busy, your dog could chew on your furniture or maybe even your favorite shoes. Examples of good chew toys for dogs are natural marrow bones and hard rubber toys. Chew toys keep your dog's jaws strong and his teeth clean. Chew toys are also good for relieving anxiety. In fact, the act of chewing has a calming effect on dogs. It is important that the chew toy be made of a durable material, such as hard rubber. You wouldn't want your dog to chew on something that could make him sick if he ends up tearing it apart and swallowing it. Since chewing is a natural activity for wild birds, your bird would enjoy a chew toy or two. Examples of bird chew toys are baskets and vine balls. The baskets should be made of untreated material, such as natural seagrass or bamboo. Look for vine balls at your local pet store. 3. Keep a steady rotation of toys for your pet. As much as your pet will love to play with his toys, he's probably going to get bored with them at some point. To delay the boredom and maybe save you a little money, keep the toys you have in a steady rotation. Leave out a few toys at a time, then rotate them out each week. To add more variety, leave out different types of toys. For example, give your pet a chew toy and puzzle toy during each rotation. Method 2. Enriching your pet's environment. 1. Give your pet something to listen to. In addition to toys, making your pet's home environment more interesting can keep him occupied when you're not home. For example, leave music on for him when you leave the house. Classical music works well for dogs and cats. Choose music that is soothing, such as music with a piano or stringed instruments. Music with loud or percussive instruments, like trumpets or drums, could get your pet worked up. Talk radio is another option. Just make sure it doesn't involve people shouting at each other. For birds, you could play a CD of bird calls or other natural sounds. Make sure the bird calls are not coming from birds of prey, this could agitate your bird. Consider leaving your television on for your pet. This can be especially entertaining for pet birds, since they could learn to mimic human speech. As with the radio and other music, keep the TV on a channel without loud or agitating noises. 2. Create a fun zone for your pet. A fun zone is a specific area that is full of fun things for your pet to do during the day. This area does not need to be a separate room. It could be a corner of a room or maybe just a particular window. For your bird, you could construct a play stand in his cage to keep his toy stash, e.g., foraging toys, shredding toys. Potential items for your cat's fun zone are a multi-level cat tree, a windowsill perch, and scratching posts. Putting a bird feeder outside the window could keep your cat entertained for hours when she sits on her perch. Along with some of your dog's favorite toys, place a homemade busy bucket in your dog's fun zone. In a sturdy plastic or aluminum bucket, make repeating layers of treats, toys, then a towel. Your dog will have fun sifting through the bucket and playing with, and eating, what he finds. 3. Enrich your bird's cage. Other than the play stand, there are different ways to enrich your bird's cage. For example, you can place different types of perches in his cage. Pick perches of varying diameters, from 1-2 inch to 5-8 inches. Select perches made of different textures and materials to keep his feet healthy. If your bird has a long tail, place the perches high enough to prevent his tail from rubbing against the cage wires. Consider moving the perches around occasionally to give your bird a chance to look at something different in your home. Mirrors can be another good addition to your bird's cage. Be aware, though, that your bird may end up bonding with the mirror instead of you. 4. Add some variety to your fish's tank. If you have a fish, you may not have given much thought to keeping him busy during the day. Adding some variety and changing things around can give your fish something new to explore in his tank when you are not home. For example, you could change the location of some of items in his tank, like the plants and caves. You could also add some new items to his tank, or replace some of the old ones. To keep your fish healthy, make sure the items are non-toxic. They should also be free of sharp edges that could damage his fins. Method 3. Giving your pet company. 1. Find a playmate for your pet. Your pet may enjoy having a playmate around when you are not at home. This would give him a chance to have playful social interactions during the day, and get some exercise. Giving your bird a cage mate could help him pass the time more easily. Be mindful, though, that the birds may end up interacting with each other more than with you. For your cat, having a feline playmate would give her the chance to stay more active and even invent new games. If adopting another cat or dog is not practical for you, consider scheduling a playdate with a neighbor who has a cat or dog. Assuming the pets are compatible, your neighbor could come by when you are not home to give your pet someone to play with. Be selective when choosing a playmate for your pet. That playmate should be energetic, playful, and able to get along with your pet. Keep in mind that older dogs and cats may not adjust well to having another pet around. 2. Hire a pet sitter. If adopting another pet or scheduling playdates will not work for you, consider hiring a pet sitter. During the day, the pet sitter could take your dog for a walk, play with your cat, etc. You can set the parameters of what the pet sitter would do, based on your pet's age, activity level, and health condition. Ask your veterinarian or other pet owners for recommendations on reputable pet sitters in your area. 3. Add more fish to your fish's tank. Adding fish to your tank could encourage your fish to interact positively with other fish. Of course, this is not necessarily as simple as just picking some fish at the store and placing them in your tank at home. Do your research to learn what species of fish are compatible with the fish that you have. Before adding fish to your tank, make sure it is large enough to accommodate more fish. Research the minimum tank size required for your species of fish, as well as the species of fish you are considering adding to the tank. Tips. Finding different ways to keep your pet occupied when you are not home will help keep him physically and mentally healthy. Try hiding your dog or cat's food containers, such as the food bowl, around your home for him to find. Remember where you put the food in case your pet doesn't find it. Leaving food out could attract rodents. Warnings. Without enough to do, your pet could end up developing behavioral problems, such as chewing up furniture, or, in the case birds, feather picking. You may need to work with a veterinary behaviorist to correct the problems. Adopting another pet may end up doing more harm than good if the new pet is not compatible with your current pet. Consider talking with your veterinarian if you are thinking about finding a playmate for your pet.